I don't do clickbait. I don't do capping. I don't say things for sensationalism. And if anybody knows me and knows my channel and knows the history of this channel and the type of people I've had on this channel and the type of top respected trainers, fighters, and people within the industry, I don't just come on my channel to talk rubbish, right? So before people read the headline and think I'm trying to get views, it ain't about views. This is about reality, and I talk about reality. After watching Deontay Wilder's comeback against Tyrell Hendon, and by the way, I'm so glad to see Deontay Wilder come back. I was never one of these guys that like hounded Deontay Wilder because of his technique. I understood what Deontay Wilder is. He's a pure puncher, right? He's explosive. It's exciting to watch. When Deontay Wilder fights, yeah, I want to go and watch Deontay. I'd run home to watch Deontay Wilder fight. If you want knockouts, he's the knockout king, right? I don't care how he gets the job done. He gets it done in the way that Deontay Wilder gets it done. Unfortunately, Wilder went for a process where he went for a trainer to try to nullify what Wilder does, which is go out there and knock people out. His trainer decided to turn him into a philosopher and turn him into a guy to teach him how to box, which is completely against what made Deontay Wilder exciting, what made Deontay Wilder one of the best heavyweights in the world, and definitely one of the greatest punchers in heavyweight history. So, you know, he had 3 fights against Tyson Fury. And I don't want to get into all of that, but Deontay Wilder was, and for me, with the skills he had and with the motivation he had as to why he was boxing in the first place, which is for his daughter, was his sister or his daughter, whichever one, he did that for somebody else. He got into boxing because of that. That was his motivation for getting into boxing, and for that, he is a king and a champion, regardless of all the rest of the stuff that's gone on around Deontay Wilder. Mission accomplished. He has made a life more comfortable for another human being, and for that, I applaud him for that. Now, let's get on to, in my mind, the facts. Last night he fought against Tyrell Herndon, yeah, or Herndon. Now, to me, Herndon is a guy that's been knocked out several times. He's been knocked out and just displaced, and it's meant to be a routine fight for Deontay Wilder to go in there and blow Herndon away, right? That fight went 7 rounds. Okay, we can say to ourselves, yeah, Deontay Wilder needs the rounds, but are these quality rounds? One, two. Herndon was able to touch Wilder so many times, too many times in my opinion. Hold on a second. Give me a second, please. I've got some vermin in the room. Okay, I've just sprayed my pesticide now. Right, we've got the vermin in the room. Just got rid of the vermin. Right. So the fact of the matter is this. Last night Herndon was able to touch Wilder with punches that usually he should not be getting hit with. Should not be getting hit with those punches. Right? And Herndon's a guy that's been knocked out several times. Now you're talking about a guy, Dave Allen, who I know personally, right? Who's got a great chin and is growing in confidence, right? And it takes just one of those punches from Dave Allen to land. One. Because Wilder's not got the greatest chin in the world. And his confidence is low. Like we're not talking about the Deontay Wilder that fought against Tyson Fury or the Deontay Wilder that fought against Jermaine Stavern. We're not talking about that. We're talking about reality, what happened last night. What I saw last night of Deontay Wilder at 225 last night. Hello, how are you doing from Italy? If what I saw last night of what Deontay Wilder put on last night at 225 against a solid, strong heavyweight with a good chin, could punch, and he's growing in confidence. That's how accidents and upsets happen in boxing with an older fighter. Forget about what Wilder's done in the past. You've got to forget all about that. But you've got to now assess the fighter for who he is today. And the fighter he is today is a shell of the fighter that was, you know, We've got to think about the Tyson Fury fights. We've got to think about also the damage that was caused in those Tyson Fury fights. And on top of that, most importantly, the trainer. Yes, Malik Scott, the damage Malik Scott did to Deontay Wilder, turning him from a ferocious puncher, a guy that was going out to seek and destroy, to a guy who did change into a guy who was going to box. These are the facts. These are the facts. So now we've got Deontay Wilder in between, transitioning from, and he's now with Don House, who, for those who don't know, again, I'm not talking out of my ear hole, out of my side hole, right? Don House used to train Bermane Stiverne, and anybody knows this channel knows that I was very close, and still close, to Bermane Stiverne. So I know Don House. Don House is from the UFC, right? And Don House worked with Wilder before. In fact, Don House worked with Wilder when Wilder got knocked out. Well, Wilder knocked out Bermane Stiverne in the second fight in the first round. So I get it. I understand why Wilder's going to Don House. It's tried and tested. He's going there. But at 225, is that tried and tested? At 225, Wilder's best weight is, like I've said in my shorts, 215, 218, 219 max. 225 is too heavy. 225 is too heavy. It's too heavy. So packing the muscle on to please the fans and the broadcasters who don't know crap about boxing know that while that is best is between 215 to 219. That's it. He needs speed. Speed of punch is what makes Wilder effective. Those right hands he was throwing last night against Herndon. If Herndon is able to see those punches, a better fighter, hello Raul, a better fighter, right? A better fighter who is more experienced will see, namaste brother, who will see those punches coming. And you see, if Herndon was able to time Wilder and hit him with the left hand and hit him with a double jab, this is Herndon. Imagine a guy like Dave Wilder. I'm Dave Allen. I'm not saying Dave Allen's the best fighter in the world. I'm saying this is where accidents happen. Wilder was easy to be countered. If you look at when Herndon hit Wilder, he stunned him as well. He stunned him as well. Stunned him as well. So he looked visibly uncomfortable. And then people were, oh, it's Dave Allen. Yeah, Dave Allen. Who's Dave Allen beat? Yeah, well, you don't want Deontay Wilder to be on that record of guys he's beaten. He just fought a guy called Johnny Fisher twice. Now, Johnny Fisher was the first fight was rated at to be the Romford Bull, big puncher, young, talented. He'll knock out Dave Allen. That's why they brought Dave Allen in to get knocked out by Johnny Fisher to boost up Johnny Fisher's record. And because Dave Allen had never been knocked out before, so they thought Johnny Fisher would do it. And I told people, you're sticking him in with Dave Allen, a guy who sparred around the world with some of the top heavyweights in the world and is now building confidence. They go stick this guy in, and then Allen catches him inside, in close, and drops Fisher, and basically should have won the fight. So they run the fight back a few months later, and in the same round where he dropped him the first time, he knocked him out the second time. Yeah, he packed a little bit more weight on, and he stopped the guy. But for in Deontay Wilder's case, look at his legs. Look how skinny his legs are. His legs have to carry all that 225 pound. Not good. And who are you putting 225 pound on for? Are you putting it on for the fans, the media, some idiot in the comment section? Come on, you need to be at your lightest to go and knock these dudes out. And that's the reason why he took 7 rounds to knock the guy out. And it wasn't an impressive stoppage. If you're honest, did that fight impress you? It certainly didn't impress me. So people know what they're doing. The reason they want to put Dave Allen's name in the mix is because that's a fight Dave Allen can win. And I know why they say he can win. Takes a good shot, decent defense, can walk Wilder back. Doesn't have to do what Dave Allen did, walk Wilder back. And after the Herndon fight, they'll look at it and go, you know what? We need to take this fight. We need to get Dave Allen in there with Wilder. Because Dave Allen will walk Wilder back. He'll walk him back because he's got the strength and the ability to do so. And he's a brawler. Dave Allen's a brawler with a good boxing brain. He's a brawler. And if Wilder makes one of those mistakes, which he overcapitalizes, which stretches over, or he gets countered like he was getting countered by Hendon, sorry, it's over. That's why they're making a fight. So if Wilder doesn't get his weight sorted out, he's going to find himself in a lot of trouble. That fight last night could have ended if a guy had a little bit more ambition. We wouldn't be talking about Deontay Wilder this morning. We'd be saying retire. So before that happens, Wilder needs to be very careful who he's selecting. He does. Like, it'd be a nightmare for Wilder at the moment because Wilder needs confidence. See, Wilder would be fighting a guy that Wilder would be lacking in confidence physically, right? And mentally and emotionally. You do all he wants. He can do all the talking he wants. And he can do all the bomb squad. And he can do all the looking mean. And he can do all that stuff. But when he gets back in that ring, after being knocked out by Zhang, after getting beaten up by Parker, after the 3 fights with Tyson Fury, and you look at all those fights, they're all top level fights where he's not looked great in. The last time Deontay Wilder looked great for me was when he fought this guy, Luis Ortiz. That's the last time Wilder looked great, knocking out Luis Ortiz. And how long ago was that? So he had spurts and moments where he was explosive in the Fury fight, but couldn't maintain it. Even in the third fight where he dropped Fury, somebody said to me, well, he was great in the clinches. Yeah, he was great in the clinches and he exhausted him. And ultimately, he got knocked out by Fury by exhaustion. Do you know what I mean? So I think he needs to come in lighter. I think he needs to get that jab. He needs to be told stop that overhand right he throws where he leaves himself open. He needs to stop that stuff. He needs to get in the gym. He needs to be fighting regular. So he needs to fight. Well, we're now in July. He needs to be fighting again in September. And he may catch another fight in December. He needs to fight 3 times this year. This stuff about 2 fights and he's going to go and fight somebody world class is ridiculous. Like, he needs to go down. Wilder needs to go down the George Foreman route. Yeah, he looked awful last night. He lost his right hand. He can't find where he used to have. Wilder needs to retire. Now, I don't think he needs to retire. He's been out of the ring a while. He's lacking confidence. He needs, and he's full. I don't worry about the age because he's a heavyweight. Heavyweights take longer to mature. What he needs is a proper coach. He needs a proper coach. Don House is okay, but he needs a proper professional coach. It's going to guide him, straighten him up, get him using that jab. If I'm with Deontay Wilder, this is what he does. He focuses on the jab. He focuses on throwing a straight right hand. He focuses on his. Yes, I am. He focuses on his left hook. His check left hook, which is good. His jab was nice, and his right hand was nice. But he's got to do it at 215, 218, not 225. Forget those crackheads out there that are saying that Deontay Wilder needs to be 20, 25. 225. His delivery system's gone because he's carrying weight. That's why his delivery system's gone. His delivery system has been knocked out of place because of Malik Scott and his philosophies. And he's got now Wilder in between a philosopher boxer and a puncher. And he needs to scrap that philosophy that Malik Scott's put into him. He just pumped a whole lot of crap into Wilder's head. Right? He couldn't, bro, he what do you mean? But even when he was thin, he couldn't do it. What are you talking about? What are you talking about when he was thin? When he was thin, he was knocking out Luis Ortiz. And he was WBC heavyweight champion of the world. I think, and he made 10 defense of the heavyweight championship of the world. What are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about? Right? As I said at the top of the show, I see Wilder for what he is, not. He got drugged, bro. Holler at me. Yeah, well, he got drugs or he got drugged. Which one? If you got drugged, then yeah, we can definitely talk about that. We can definitely talk about that one. He definitely, for me, he definitely got drugged. But to be honest with you, he's not the only one. There are two fighters that in my knowledge, who have been drugged. No, three fighters that I believe heavyweights that have been drugged. Three fighters that were drugged, and one fighter that was concussed before entering the ring. He got a Dollar General setup. Dude's been messing up his moustache since 2002. Bro, you know what? I don't know who you are, but people like you add no value. So see you later. Add no value whatsoever. Absolutely no value. You know what I mean? Nothing constructive to say. So now in 2025, you know, people that lack value, just hit the remove button. It's very easy. So it's as simple as that. You know, you were talking about boxing and you talking about moustache. Can you imagine? It shows you that where people's mindsets are in 2025. But anyway, yeah, back to my point. A 215, 219 Wilder. And they say, and he's at the near the end of his career. For me, he needs to be fighting three times this year. And then next year, he's got to be selective in who he fights. He's got to fight guys that where he's able to be able to use the jab, maneuver in position, and land the right hand. That's what you got to do. That's management, right? And he needs to have pad work, which is constantly every day throwing the same combinations, the same combinations, and that right hand that he likes to throw that just leaves him off balance. It needs to be said in the system. Listen, that right hand, that punch you're throwing there, that needs to be like forget it, get rid of it, because it's going to get you knocked out. It's gonna get you knocked out. So let's forget about that. Let's work on a double jab. Let's work on the double jab, the right hand. Let's look at ways how we can speed the jab up, slow it down, head to body. Let's see if we can shoot that straight right hand to the body. Right. Let's work on those punches. Let's practice that check left hook. Those punches. You look at the Klitschko's and the Klitschko setup. Vitali, Vladimir never threw uppercuts. Oh, straight the jab and the right hand is what they work with all the time. The jab and the right hand. And what I would do if I were Deontay, I'd be looking to have some defense mechanism, and that can be put in. Manuel Stewart made it such a way that the Klitschko's only threw three punches, so they couldn't get countered. The double jab right hand, or left jab right hand, step back, whatever it was, but it was a defensive system. If you throw more than three punches, you're more likely to get countered. And Wilder has a very bad habit of overreaching. So he hasn't got much time left in the heavyweight division, right? And that's determined on him. But obviously, body mechanics and age, you start to slow up. So he's really got to get the most of what he has left as a fighter. Forget the fans, right? And in terms of the 225, right? But remember the fans in terms of like the performances. That performance last night, I'll say, you know what? Confidence, nerves, all the rest of that stuff, we'll give you that. But after that, this next fight, you need to put in a devastating performance. You need to come down to 219. And let's see you again against a similar type of opponent. But like I said, that guy was too close for comfort for me. Didn't like the way he was able to land on Deontay. And I didn't like the way Deontay was responding to him when he was getting hit. Didn't like it. But it's good to have the bronze bomber back. But let's see more of him. Let's not see him go silent until next year. Let's see him fight again in September. And let's see him fight again close to Christmas. Two more fights this year. Similar type opponents. And let them target. Like, if I'm Deontay Wilder's team, I'm thinking, right, who's the guys that I think that I'll be able to use that jab, put that right hand on, and put people to sleep. That's what I'd be looking at. It's one of two things. Either I'm training for guys like that, or I'm going for a cash out fight, and the cash out fight is going to be for the heavyweight championship of the world. Because who's going to be around? Who's he going to be fighting? Who's he looking at? If Usyk's still around, is he going to get the Usyk fight? Dubois, Wilder, the WBA champion. You've got Michael Hunter. I believe Michael Hunter will beat Pulev. So it's either Michael Hunter, which is a fight that I would want Deontay Wilder nowhere near, or Daniel Dubois. And the Dubois fight's a shootout. If Dubois wins. If Dubois doesn't win, then it's Usyk. And Usyk's going to be moving. But if Usyk holds his feet at any point and a straight right hand is delivered, who knows? Who knows? Who replaced Malik Scott? Same dude, Don House, who trained Bermain Stavern. He's gone back to tried and tested. Yes, I believe Dave Allen stops Wilder too. Chisora, White, AJ, despite all their decline, would end his career. That's it. At this 225 Wilder, yes. If he goes down to 219 and he's still got that speed and he can deliver a straight right hand, he is a threat. A reduced threat because of the damage that's been done by Malik Scott and the knockouts he's injured. The knockout he endured, 2 knockouts injured from Fury, and also Zhang. That Zhang fight was all Malik Scott, where Malik Scott was allowing Wilder to spin around in the ring. Remember he's doing the pad work, and Wilder was spinning around. What the hell? So he got spun around against Zhang, didn't he? But yeah, I know he looked awful. I've said it before to you, Mike. He looked awful because he's 225. 225, and he's caught between Malik Scott, 225, and a lack of confidence. That's what you saw last night. Dubois, who I've got? I'm going with Usyk again, man, because I haven't seen. I don't care what people say about Dubois has gotten better. He's gotten better against guys that are flat-footed. I don't think he's got better against a mover. I don't think his IQ's up there with Usyk. And I don't believe that, and Usyk dropped him twice, by the way. They talk about Daniel Dubois dropping Usyk. Dubois got dropped twice by Usyk. He got dropped twice. You can't change your chin. You can't change how you react to a punch when it hits you on the chin. And when Usyk really put his foot down and he took the fight to Dubois, if you look at the fight, when Usyk was moving on the outside, that was, for me, Dubois' fight. But as soon as Usyk said, right, you know what, I'm going to put my foot down, I'm taking it to you, it was a different fight. Totally different fight. I don't know if his power's gone, man. I don't think his power's gone. I think it's that weight. He does not do well at 225. 219. If he looks that bad at 219, then yeah, Wilder's got a big problem. He'll be fine. AJ had 4 tune-ups and he's still sleeping from that brutal KO. Wilder will rebuild. Yeah, AJ hasn't recovered from the Reyes fight. The Reyes fight, which I predicted the knockout. I predicted how the fight would happen. Go back and look at my preview. I predicted how the knockout would happen. I said AJ would be engaging with Reyes, and the left hook would come over the top, and that would be the end of AJ. And literally is the end of AJ. He's never been the same fighter since. Never been the same fighter since. But I think Wilder can come back. Confidence issues. Needs to have a trainer that can, I'll tell you I'll tell you a story, right? When Wilder had knocked out Ortiz, I spoke to Derek James, and Derek James said he wanted to train Deontay Wilder. I would like to see how Derek James, an actual heavyweight who used to box at heavyweight, would have done with Deontay Wilder. I'm sure Derek James would have done a better job than Malik Scott, and no disrespect, and to Don House, and actually done a better job than Mark Breland. No disrespect to Mark Breland now, but I just think that Derek James has a portfolio there of what have you done lately. He's got a portfolio there. Or what's going on with Mark Breland? Who's he training? Does anyone know who Mark Breland is training? Sooner rather than later, Wilder don't have time on his side. That's what I'm saying. Wilder's got to fight again in September. He's got to fight again in December against a similar type opponent. Bring that weight down to 19 absolute maximum. And literally, I don't know what Wilder's doing in the gym, but he just needs to get his combinations flowing. Double jab, right hand, triple jab, right hand, left jab, left hook, left jab, left hook, left jab, left hook, right hand, left hook. Just those basic combinations, those ones, all the straight punches, and the short left and the short left hook. That's it. Forget the uppercuts, Wilder. I saw you trying for an uppercut. Forget the uppercut. Just watch the Anthony Joshua fight. Just with Dubois. Don't throw uppercuts. No need for you. Tall guy like you. Use your jab. Dubois won the first fight. I believe Usyk and his camp Newt too. They got lucky. I believe this version Dubois now demolishes and retires Usyk. I don't believe that at all because the first fight, Usyk was when Usyk was using the right jab. Dubois had go back and look at the fight. Go back and look at the entire fight. Don't look at the low blow. Usyk had dropped Dubois twice. I don't understand a guy that's been dropped twice and couldn't get his head out of the line. And if you look at when Usyk got up, I've said this before, and people will not listen about Usyk's left hand, right? There are two levels to Usyk's left hand. Listen to me again. He's got two levels of left hand. He's got the left hand he gives to you. He hits you with like, all right, that's just to keep you away from me. And he's got the left hand like a rocket launcher. Yeah, that left hand is like a rocket launcher. It's the left hand he landed on Fury. You saw what he did to Fury. He's got a left hand he landed on Bellew. The left hand he landed on Chisora. You'll see, if you look at Chisora, when you got hit with the that particular left hand, his eyes open up on the video. I think it's round 7 or 8. His eyes open up. It's like, shit, what just hit me? So, I think that Usyk's going to finish the job against Dubois. He stops him. He stops him again. And I think he even stop him earlier because Dubois is going to be clever and try and bring the fight to Usyk. He's going to run into a whole heap of trouble, I think. He might even try and go for the body shot again. But I think Usyk stops him earlier this time because Daniel's going to come with that. I've got the same sort of confidence. But when Usyk starts movement and starts pinging him, that's the one, that left hand down the middle. Yeah, but the thing is, even if it was a legit body shot, if you want to go down, it wasn't a legit body shot, right? The body shot before that was a low blow, right? And the referee called it. Even if it was a legit body shot, what happened afterwards? Why didn't he finish the job off? If he's so good, why didn't he finish the job off? You've got a man hurt, you've hit the body, you've landed a low blow, you've got what you wanted, you've got the reaction. Why didn't he finish him off? Why didn't he finish him off? Why didn't he finish him off? That's it. There's nothing else. You couldn't finish the job off. Weren't brave enough to finish the job off. And why he didn't finish the job off? Because he got finished off. And how did he get finished off? With a jab. You got knocked out by a jab. That is it. Dubois was younger. Okay, fine. He was younger. So you're telling me, does the chin get better as you get older? Is that what you're trying to tell me now? I suppose you're the same person that probably turned around and told me that Usyk hasn't got the power to stop Dubois, but he stopped him with a jab. So that argument had been older. He's older, yeah, sure. He learned so much after that fight. Yeah, maybe so. So did Usyk. And Usyk fought better opposition after that. He fought Tyson Fury twice. So what are we talking about here? Are you telling me that Dubois is a better boxer than Tyson Fury? Come on. Let's start chatting facts here, right? Dubois does not have a boxing IQ like Tyson Fury. Yeah, he's got the things that Dubois does very well is that he charges at you, he throws a lot of punches at you. Those things he's consistent in doing that against guys that don't have the accuracy, the boxing IQ, the movement. So are you saying that Herkovich is a better boxing IQ than Usyk? Herkovich is straight up and down. I've told people he's straight up and down. I always told him straight up and down. Miller was overweight, indisciplined. What's the other? Joshua, well, we know Joshua. already. He's got problems from Andy Ruiz. And I told you that he would stop, Dubois would stop Joshua. Oh, we're making excuses. We're making excuses. He got stopped. It doesn't say on BoxRec got stopped because of fatigue. Got stopped because if we want to go down that road, then we go through the whole of boxing history. Well, Nigel Benn got stopped by a jab, but it was because of fatigue. No, don't make excuses. This is the problem with boxing people. They start making excuses. He got stopped and got dropped twice. What? So the first time he got dropped was fatigue, was it? And the second time he got dropped was fatigue. Whose problem is that? Whose problem is that? Is that for Dubois' problem or Usyk's problem? That's Dubois' problem. That's Dubois' team's problem, right? B, I do understand as well that Don Charles had just come in with Usyk, and I said there was a mountain, a hill, a big hill to climb. In this rematch, they've had more time to work together. I get it. Lactic acid emotion. So lactic acid emotion won't come back. Bro, the stuff you're talking about is stuff that's real and can come back. Lactic acid and emotion happens when you're in a situation where you can't control it. That's what happens with lactic acid and emotion, right? When you're controlling a fight, it's okay. When the bully is bullying, there's no lactic acid, there's no emotion. When the bully starts to get hit back, there's lactic acid, there's the possibility of getting knocked out, there's the fear of being knocked out in front of all these people. So all these things that work in your favor can also work against your favor. It's not Anthony Joshua now. It's not Jarrell Miller or Hergovich, overconfident, indisciplined, right? Confused. Joshua's confused. Hergovich is arrogant, and Miller was indisciplined. You're now talking about a consummate pro who's accurate, who is undisputed for a reason, or well, should be undisputed for a reason, right? So I'm not knocking what Dubois has done, but in the cold light of day, he got dropped by Usyk. He got stopped by Usyk, and Usyk knows that, and Dubois knows that, and Dubois knows Kevin Lerena dropped Usyk. Kevin Lerena dropped Dubois twice. Twice. Kevin Lerena. Was that fatigue? Was that emotion? Was that? Come on, talk to me. I mean, I don't. I just look at things for what they are. I don't make things up or I don't add things on. It's the same chin. It's the same chin. It's the same reaction to the punch. And he hasn't been hit by an accurate puncher with bad intentions with a left hand, southpaw, for a while. So, yes, I agree that Dubois has the ingredients to beat Usyk. He has the ingredients. But whether he's able to get it over the line on a night is another matter altogether. There's less of Usyk, I think, in terms of because he's been in those wars with Fury. That will definitely have an effect. But I think Usyk retires after this fight, regardless. He retires. The fight that Krasic's on his way means that Usyk's saying, you know what, bro, we've had a good run together, but I'm done after this fight. I'm done after this fight. So if Usyk's already thinking about retirement, then yeah. But you know, it's good not to talk about it like that. But he's probably said to Krasic, I'm retiring after this fight. I'll retire after this fight. It's a good fight. But I think the minute that Usyk, if Daniel Dubois can get Usyk going backwards, it's his fight to win. But the minute Usyk is able to walk forward towards Daniel Dubois, Dubois fans need to get worried. If Usyk is walking him back, if he walks him back and starts popping with that right jab, you need to be worried. Because that means that Dubois is not in control of the fight. Dubois is most effective when he's going forward with confidence and throwing punches and landing punches regularly. He gets frustrated when he is unable to land punches cleanly and clearly and have visible effects on the fighters. When he was hitting Herkovich in the wall, he was having Herkovich. He was landing shots on Herkovich. I give, you take, I give. He's okay with that, and you can see Herkovich. He can see and say there's something at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, you're hurting him. It's fine. Same with Miller. Something at the end of the tunnel. With Joshua, something at the end of the tunnel. But with Usyk, if he's not landing the punches the way and he's not getting the reaction and all that confidence that he had, oh, you're a better fighter now, you're this and that. If that script is not being seen by Dubois, because it's a script, I'm going to go in this fight, it's going to be a bloodbath, even though if you go back and look at the tape, it was him that was bloodied in the first fight by Usyk. All this script about I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and a lot of the stuff he's saying sounds as if it's been programmed into him. Yeah, I can't wait to fight. I can't wait to fight. Yeah, there's not much after that. If you start probing Dubois, you're asking him after, okay, you're going to do it. How are you going to do it? Oh, I just can't wait for the fight. I'm just going to, okay. I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah, well, because that's the script that you've been programmed at the moment. But if Usyk comes along now and does something different to that script, that is where the real fight is between Usyk and Dubois, and that's the fight I believe Usyk wins. That's the fight I believe Usyk wins. Usyk's organic, whereas Dubois is very much programmed and manufactured. I'm not saying he can't fight. I'm not saying he can't box. I'm not saying he can't punch. But what you're looking for Usyk is very organic. There's nobody at the other end of at the end of the teleprompter telling him what to say and do. It's just him. Whereas with Dubois, he needs a teleprompter. He needs somebody to go left, go right, back up, you move your head, and that's not saying like there's a difference between a coach and a coach is meant to be like a facilitator. A coach is meant to bring the best out of you, right? Whereas like a dictatorship or a yeah, a dictator. The dictator says, "This is what you will do. This is what your controller will say. Move forward, move back, move left, move right. Say this, say that, and that's it." Whereas the organic person can say, "Right, that's not working. Let's do this. That's not working. Let's do this," and they can do it on the fly. And that's where I think the problems may lie in this fight for Dubois. If Dubois is able to have success doing what the controller tells him to do, it's fine. As soon as the controller's joystick stops working, Dubois doesn't know what to do. And that is what happened when Dubois dropped Usyk with that body shot, and Dubois and Usyk went down, and then Usyk got back up. That's where the controller should have said, go forward and knock out. Go forward and knock out. He couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Dubois, Usyk stepped on the gas, went forward, and said, right, I got to take the fight to you. I need to get you out. You are clear and present danger. I need to get you out of here. And he started throwing in that big left hand and then stopped him with the right jab. I mean, even when he got hit with a shot, he started turning away. So, I mean, who am I going to go for? I'm going to go with the guy that's organic. I'm not going to go with the guy who's been controlled. Literally being controlled. I like Daniel Dubois. I like his team. He's done so much in the world in this short space of time. I think that him and Dom and Charles were the perfect connection. But I just think there's good, there's great, and there's special. I just think Usyk is special. I just do. And I think guys like Usyk, you see the very best of them when they're pushed. And I believe that the very best of Usyk will come out in this fight against Dubois. That's my thoughts. I wish them both the best. I like both fighters, but if you're asking me to put my house on one fighter, it's going to be Alexander Usyk. Right. As for Deontay Wilder, we need him in boxing. We don't need him retiring just yet. We need him. We need that Joshua Wilder fight. I don't care. We need to see that fight. I don't care if Wilder gets flattened. I don't care if Joshua gets flattened. I don't care. I more want to see Wilder versus Joshua than Joshua versus Fury. I don't care for Joshua versus Fury, but Wilder versus Joshua, because of the UK US relationship, that all that stuff. I want Joshua. The two places I want that fight to happen. That fight's either got to happen in Africa, in Nigeria. I think the fight should happen in Africa, in Nigeria, with both Nigerians, or in America. Joshua needs to come back to America. He needs to come back to America, and he needs to right the wrong. And I think boxing fans will appreciate Anthony Joshua coming back to America. Even if he's going to get knocked out, he come back to America and fight Wilder in America. And I think that, regardless of what happens after that for Joshua, if he gets sparked out, he sparks up Wilder, whatever, I don't care what happens. I just want to see the two of those guys at a press conference. I want to see the two of those guys facing off against one another. I want to see two of those guys doing the ring walk. That's it. I don't care about Fury versus Joshua. I really don't care. Give me Wilder versus Joshua. I don't care if they're past their best. Just still give me that fight. I still want to see those two guys fight. Right, I'm out of here. Thank you all for watching. This has been BWTM Sports Gaming, and I'm out.